Hey man, you doing anything lighter? I was just gonna boot up some Lego Horizon and I could use a co-op partner. Okay, see you Monday. Right now we're halfway through November. We are 1 week away from Black Friday, which means that the hottest games of the year have already been released. Yet, one massive game launch remains. Talking, of course, about Infinity Nikki. This week, Infinity Nikki, along with announcing its December 5th release date, also announced that it hit 30 million pre-registrations, unlocking all rewards. It looks nice, right? It's part of this new era of big-budget free-to-play games. Previously, I'd say, you can't let people play this for free. What are you thinking? This looks too nice to be free.
Did you know? The key to jumping is figuring out your landing spot.
But let's just take a moment and look at those rewards that we've all unlocked. Okay, so we got bling, threads of purity, resonite crystals, and look at that, even a 4-star outfit. As Infinity Nikki explains, the outfits themselves give you abilities to traverse and explore these worlds.
Each ability outfit grants Nikki a unique power of whim, whether it be purifying, gliding, bug catching, animal grooming.
And so clearly the thing you will be grinding for in this free-to-play game will be new outfits, thereby new explorational tools, but also new looks. I feel like it's going to work. I feel like we've got another hit on our hands. Capcom announced one of these this week. They revealed Monster Hunter Outlanders, which is a mobile exclusive Monster Hunter game. They are co-developing this through a partnership with Teamy Studio, a subsidiary of Tencent, of course. What I think is funny about this scenario is that Capcom clearly already knows how to make a fun, good Monster Hunter game, but when it comes to this collaboration, what they get from Teamy's expertise is how to make something that will generate revenue despite its freeness. How do you make a game that is this nice free? Where do we make money? Well, they kind of just show you.
玩家还能操作其他的全新角色进行狩猎和冒险。与主人公
There it is. So in Monster Hunter Outlanders, you don't create your own character and then upgrade your favorite weapons. You unlock characters. Hot characters. That's what Teamy brings to the table. And to their credit, Teamy has enormous hits like Honor of Kings and Call of Duty Mobile, but they're not flawless, they're not perfect. They also make things like Contra Returns. I was actually looking at the Contra Returns roster, and look at these. Look at all these hot Contra characters. They do have Michelangelo, though, and he even has some cool skins. I'd pay $20 for this. But yeah, I feel like Monster Hunter Outlanders has already, at this point, shown enough to be an evident hit. Count on it. So I find this era so interesting where we have these games that resemble console games, and some are even released on consoles while still being so mobile-minded. The lines have officially blurred. You can't visibly tell the difference. And that leads us to Xbox's new ad campaign. The message is simple. This is an Xbox. There was nothing I can do. We had to talk about that this week. So here they are, 4 quietly interesting things in Xbox's new This is an Xbox ad campaign. Number 1, a new shade of green. Look closely at that green. This is Hulu green. This is WhatsApp green. It's Uber Eats green. It's a trendy green, but it's not Xbox green. This is Xbox green, or at least current Xbox green. And I just think it's bad. I think it's a bad green, but it's what they've been going with so far. So we're seeing, I believe, a subtle green shift. Is it permanent? I'm not sure. Look, I said these are quietly interesting things. Number 2, exclusive merchandise. They are so proud and confident in this messaging that they are selling custom merchandise with this messaging on it for people to spend money on. You can buy a sticker sheet that includes a sticker with an Amazon Fire Stick that says Xbox on it. Now, realistically, would anyone spend money on anything this actually stupid? Yes, it's on the way. Number 3, the World Tour. So Craig McNary, the senior director of Xbox marketing, wrote this whole post on Xbox Wire. He says they're bringing the campaign visuals to San Francisco, Atlanta, Chicago, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, London, New York, and Berlin. It's a lot of cities. That's a real global feel to it. However, I can't help but notice that 8 of those 9 cities are all English-speaking cities. And I think if we're being honest, they're probably going to hang up the exact same posters in Berlin. So, I mean, it's not a huge point to be made there. It kind of just reinforces the look of the specific markets that Microsoft seems to target with Xbox. And really, xCloud is currently only available in 28 countries. So, for most of this planet, phones and TVs are not Xboxes. And finally, number 4, what's not an Xbox? As Craig McNary states, to truly understand what an Xbox is, it's equally important to understand what is not an Xbox. So here's those ads. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. I actually think that's pretty clever. But this is a pair of Xbox. This is a pair of Crocs. Craig, you really whiffed on that one. And again, I think somebody just really likes Uber Eats branding. They had those commercials, the ones that are like, Yeti? No. Spaghetti? Yes. I don't get what this joke is, but it's the same joke. But also, they made this Xbox quiz. So check this out. It says you'll have 10 seconds to answer each question. The faster you answer, the higher you score. I think I have a really good chance at getting a high score. So let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Phew. It's weird it's got a shadow. It's weird this thing's just fucking hovering. Yeah. Is this an Xbox? Yes. No. No. Yes. Whew. Yes. Woo. Yes. Woo. No, I didn't know you could play Xbox on a MetaQuest headset. So now I guess we all learned something. Yes. Woo. All right, so we're at 10 of 11 questions, and there haven't been a lot of no's. I almost want to go straight to false without even looking at the image just to get a good time. Here we go. Yes. Ooh! All right, how are we on the leaderboards? Oh, whoa. 1,700 out of 1,700. Hell yeah, I'm good at this. So as you can see, I'm sort of the preeminent expert on what is and is not an Xbox. And you know what I found strange? You know what they never brought up? This thing. Look at this piece of shit. If my phone is an Xbox because I can stream in hundreds of xCloud games from anywhere, anytime I want, then that old crusty product is not an Xbox. So there was actually a Rolling Stone interview with Phil Spencer released the same day as the ad campaign to address that particular concern. By the way, look at this sentence. Many have declared that the console wars are over. And you think, ooh, I gotta click those links. It just links to 2 low engagement tweets. I think that's just how you're supposed to write articles these days. Anyway, in the interview itself, Phil Spencer really doesn't say anything new. It's simply preemptive. Phil here is directly acknowledging the probable gamer reaction to the ad campaign before it even launched. He knew, but I think there's this key part of the interview that carries this weird tone. And I don't want to color it too much. I'll try to read as neutrally as possible. The console space all up isn't growing across all of them. Which, by the way, is not true. Unless he means that Microsoft selling fewer Xboxes is not doing enough to compensate for how much more Switches Nintendo is selling? Or maybe he's saying that the Switch should really have to sell more than the DS and Wii combined? Which I guess you could make a case for. He's kind of right about that. Good point, Phil. He says, we love those customers. Phew. Comma. Uh-oh. But. Uh-oh. In terms of continuing to expand and grow Xbox, it's about PC. It's about cloud. Ad. Sick. It's about making our games more available in more places. PC I get. There's a lot of room for growth there, but I kind of worry that Microsoft has unrealistic expectations for the performance of xCloud. I worry that this person does not represent a massive potential market. And a part of me, I just think it's the platform. You could put Resident Evil 7 on an iPhone, and it's probably not going to sell that good. Microsoft owns Candy Crush. They own Call of Duty Mobile. They're wildly successful and they have data out there. It's crazy to me to think that this corporation would still dream to think that people on their cell phones would pay for a monthly subscription to beam console games onto their phones. Look at Infinity Nikki again. It's launching on PlayStation 5, the Epic Game Store, and mobile, and not Xbox. But as we've established, PCs are Xboxes, phones, Xboxes. Therefore, Infinity Nikki, by association, will be on Xbox. Chalk that up as another win for Team Xbox. Ba-boom, baby! I'm seeing green. And that'll do it for Delayed Input this week. I'll be back next week, maybe a little earlier than usual because of Thanksgiving. We'll see. Until then, thanks for watching. There is one more piece of funny Xbox marketing I would like to show to you. This time, a partnership with IHOP, the International House of Pancakes. By the way, look at that green. But they're introducing menu items to celebrate the launch of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, featuring the debut of fully loaded French toast, signature beverages including Explorer's Caramel Apple Butter Hot Chocolate, and long-lost Cookie Butter Milkshake. Which I honestly think is fun. That's harmless. That's neat marketing. But here's where I'm a real stick in the mud. They've announced a set of limited edition collectible glasses, nodding back to 80s nostalgia. I love retro fast food glasses. I'm just into them. So let's see what these look like. Okay. They really missed the mark with those. If you're going for 80s glasses, you're going for this look here. You're going for this look. They called out the artist by name, Matt Taylor. You go to his website and you kind of get Xbox's confusion. Matt Taylor is clearly very good at drawing over images perfectly and adding a nice new vibrant color scheme. But it's really clean. It's perfect. Not what an 80s glass should look like. You want a design that's weird and slightly sloppy. But to be honest with you, that's not even close to my biggest throwback 80s fast food glass disappointments this year. Back in August, McDonald's announced that they were making this own line of throwback glasses to celebrate years gone by of Happy Meal toys. I am a vulnerable, nostalgic millennial. Of course I got one of these. Guess which one I got? Yeah, the worst possible one, Minions and Shrek. Now, what's even more upsetting is that this side has drawings of Jurassic Park cups, which had original art of their own, which are just better cups. I'm positive they would hold more liquid than this skinny cup. Basically, this is a product, I don't think it was intentional, but what it does, it clearly demonstrates that things will never be as good as they used to be. So thanks for that, McDonald's.